WikiLeaks, the FBI were behind the Las Vegas shooting attack. Julian Assange reveals almost all terror plots are created by the FBI. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has released a statement exposed the Las Vegas shooting massacre as a false flag event that was orchestrated by the FBI. Warning about the horrific attack, that left 59 dead and hundreds more injured. Assange said that almost all terror plots are created by the FBI. The infamous whistleblower revealed that the federal agency's business model is to stage acts of terrorism so they can then save the day by foiling the plot they engineered in the first place. Speaking about the recent attack, that the mainstream media claims lone wolf Stephen Paddock was solely responsible for, Mr. Assange said that the FBI has a murky history when it comes to manipulating mentally ill and emotionally unstable individuals to be used as patsies. Almost all terror plots are created by the FBI as part of its business model, Assange wrote. FTP reports, arguably one of the world's most respected journalists, whom members of the federal government want to label a spy. Assange linked his comments to a Business Insider story written by Caroline Simone titled, "The FBI is manufacturing terrorism cases on a greater scale than ever before." Simone wrote an echo piece from the New York Times which indicated that 67% of terrorism criminal cases also involved evidence provided by undercover FBI agents. Simone wrote an echo piece for the New York Times, which indicated that 67% of terrorism criminal cases also involved evidence provided by undercover FBI agents. Sami Osmakak is one such poor and emotionally unstable individual, also referenced in Assange's tweet, who the FBI groomed to be one of their nabbed terrorists. Democracy Now! Covered the Osmakak case and provided a synopsis, how the FBI created a terrorist. That's the subtitle of a new expose in The Intercept by Trevor Aronson, a journalist who investigates the FBI's use of informants in sting operations. The article tells the story of Sami Osmakak, a mentally disturbed, financially unstable young man who was targeted by an elaborately orchestrated FBI sting in early 2012. The operation involved a paid informant who hired Osmakak for a job, when he was too broke to afford inert government weapons. The FBI provided the weapons seen in a so-called martyrdom video Osmakak filmed before he planned to deliver what he believed was a car bomb to a bar in Tampa, Florida. His family believes Osmakak never would have initiated such a plot without the FBI. The New York Times' Eric Lichtblau wrote, "The FBI has significantly increased its use of stings in terrorism cases, employing agents and informants to pose as jihadists, bomb makers, gun dealers or online friends in hundreds of investigations into Americans suspected of supporting the Islamic State." Records and interviews show. Unfortunately, the list of individuals the FBI has entrapped, as some have charged, also includes dozens of individuals who are either mentally ill or emotionally unstable. "They're manufacturing terrorism cases," said Michael German, a former undercover agent with the FBI who researches national security law at New York University's Brennan Center for Justice. "In many of the recent prosecutions," he said, "these people are 5 steps away from being a danger to the United States." Critics such as Michael German should know, he used to work for the FBI as an undercover agent. German charges that if left alone, those so-called terrorists would likely not hurt anyone. However, the FBI disagrees. They contend if they wait around and do nothing, those individuals with terrorist leanings will act on their plans and impulses. Ironically enough, Fox News Judge Napolitano agrees. He addressed the FBI's controversial practice of latching onto emotionally unstable individuals, befriending them, giving them a terror plot to conduct, empowering them to conduct it, and giving them the final pushes needed to carry out those terror plots. Scroll down for video. Napolitano accurately reported that all of the attempted terror plots the FBI has interrupted, were, in his words, created by the feds. In other words, they manufacture a terror plot, locate a willing participant to be characterized as the bad guy terrorist, and then foil the plot just as it is about to be carried out. Do you remember the shoe bomber, the underwear bomber and the Times Square bomber? The individuals at the heart of those foiled terror plots were, in Napolitano's words, bumbling fools, or bad actors in the FBI's planned foiled terrorist operations, but who were stopped concerned citizens, not the FBI. But Napolitano calls the more curious cases, the ones who the FBI groomed, empowered, and unsurprisingly nabbed just before they carried out their attacks. The judge charges the FBI befriended, cajoled, and persuaded them to attack Americans. Doesn't that make them a state sponsor of terrorism, albeit foiled terrorism? Unfortunately, there is inherent risk involved with arming potential terrorists for a FBI-sponsored terror sting. Sometimes those plots don't go as planned, and there is always a potential for the bad actor to actually be successful with going through with the terrorist attack. Read more. Key witness in Las Vegas shooting kills self and daughter following FBI raid. It is still too early to know if Paddock was one such bad actor in an FBI terror sting operation gone bad. According to the lead FBI agent in the 1 October case, Aaron Rouse, the FBI is tracking down every lead both in the US and overseas, and if people want to report any information, they should contact the FBI directly. Taken together, Assange's tweet, combined with the accurate reporting of left-leaning New York Times and right-leaning Fox News, a vivid picture emerges. The left, the right, and the independent are all becoming aware of just how dangerous the FBI's anti-terrorism stings can be, especially if Paddock's murderous rampage is revealed to be the work of an FBI sting operation gone bad. Bad actors are needed, after all, to continue the endless war on terror, and they are useful in creating revenue for the FBI, Assange contended. He wrote that they are especially needed for taxes and represent a stable and legitimate threat. Assange also added the plot, execute, intercept model the FBI currently uses is their business model. Without it, presumably, their business fails.
Does the government work for us, or do we work for the government? Can the federal government take credit for saving us from a plot of its own creation? Tonight, has the federal government kept us safe, or does it just want us to think that it has kept us safe? Since the tragedy of 9/11, numerous crazies and low-level copycats have engaged in criminal behavior which they hoped would result in the deaths of innocent Americans and somehow advance their cause of jihad. If you ask the leadership of the FBI, most of whose field agents are tireless, dedicated, Constitution-supporting professionals, it will tell you that the FBI, has foiled about 17 plots to kill Americans during the past 10 years. What it will not tell you is that there have been 20 foiled plots, and of them, 3 were interrupted by members of the public. The 17 that were interrupted by the feds were created by the feds. We all remember the 3 that were foiled by diligent Americans: the shoe bomber, the underwear bomber, and the Times Square bomber. In all of these cases, the crimes charged were those of attempting to kill and conspiring with others to do so. In all 3 of those cases, alert Americans on transcontinental flights or in the streets of New York City told authorities of bizarre behavior or actually subdued the threats themselves. There was no foiling by the FBI. The plotters were, thankfully, bumbling fools who had poorly planned their criminal behavior and who ended up harming no one. All 3 are serving life terms. But the more curious cases are the remaining 17, for which the federal government has taken credit. They all have a common and reprehensible thread. They were planned, plotted, controlled, and carried out by the federal government itself. In all of these 17 cases, from the Fort Dix 6 to the Lackawanna 7 to the Portland parade bomber, the feds found young men of Muslim backgrounds, loners who were bitter at America. They befriended them, cajoled them, and persuaded them that they could change the world by killing Americans. In all these cases, agents worked undercover and portrayed themselves to the targets as Arabs of like un-American mind. In some cases, the federal agents used third parties to act as middlemen. The third parties were typically persons who had been convicted of crimes and who, in return for leniency at their own sentencings, were willing to work with the same feds who prosecuted them in order to help the feds entrap whomever else those feds were pursuing. Thus, in all 17 of these cases, because of the command and control of federal agents, no one was ever in danger, no one was harmed, no bomb went off, and no property was damaged. But in all those cases, the losers whom the feds targeted each believed that they were interacting with real plotters who would bring them cash and bombs. As we know, sometimes the cash arrived, but the bombs never did. The defendants were essentially charged and convicted for playing a game with federal agents. The most recent of those government-generated plots was revealed yesterday. It has a new twist because it allegedly involves agents of the intelligence apparatus of the government of Iran. It, too, was destined to go nowhere, as the feds monitored and taped every move made by their target as he interacted with federal agents whom he stupidly believed to be drug dealers and co-conspirators. Today, the feds themselves revealed that high officials of Iran's government knew nothing of this. Of course, the neocons have demanded bombs on Tehran, no matter what the government there knew. And this plot came to light the day before Attorney General Holder himself was subpoenaed by Congress in the Fast and Furious case. You get the picture. Are any of these plots criminal? Can the government just pick and choose whom to seduce and then lower the boom at the right time and arrest its would-be Confederates? Is this a proper and efficient use of law enforcement resources? The answers to these questions are obvious, and they are not good. The courts have made this legal, so long as the target of these plots had a mental predisposition to cause harm. But none of this keeps us safe. All of this makes us less free, as any one of us can be entrapped. And we are fools if we praise the government for exposing a plot of its own creation and saving us from a danger that never existed. Can the government break the law in order to enforce it? Well, when it does, it becomes a law unto itself, and the rule of law dies as the feds decide whom to target and whom to trap. Think about it. Are we really safe in a false sense of security? Why do we pay the government to trick us into believing it is keeping us safe? When no one is harmed and the government controls the plot, aren't we just punishing someone for his thoughts? And in a free society, aren't free people free to think as they wish? This must be so, because if the government can punish our thoughts, there are no limits to its power. From New York, defending freedom.
Need a car? Don't forget to stop by carmarshal.com, where you can scout through over 100,000 new and used car vehicles. Take a look around. Get you a new affordable car. carmarshal.com.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I found that I had to make a change this ending on my videos, letting you know about the channel and fair use laws, you know, how we can report on other people's reporting and how it's good, how it's bad, etc. But you guys can look it up yourself. It is legal. It's in there. But like I've told you before, that I've been cut off from making money on YouTube for 4 years. It's really weird, bizarre, but they cut the money off, but they said you can keep the channel, and now YouTube makes all the money. And if you get bored, plug it into Social Blade website, and you'll see that they are making a huge amount off the site. Right now it's at 63 million views, 53,000 subscribers, almost 3 million views a month. You know, trying to wake people up, and I make nothing. In fact, I got a customer that's ex-congressman. He said if I could ever find a lawyer, sue YouTube on it. But because this is nuts, 4 hours a day, and to save America. You know, but at the same time, it's worth it. Look at what our founding fathers did. They died for this country. So, but getting back to the money part, this is why I'm redoing the video. Is my dream of everyone giving $1, and it's going to be $53,000 a year, or if they did Patreon, which you know, can be monthly. That is not working. That'd be great if it did. Nothing is perfect. And I appreciate the people that do donate, you know, what they can on PayPal. And there again, I'm letting you guys know that is not much. Is, you know, monthly is, oh my god. So anyways, yes, you cannot live on it. It's very, very, very low amount. But the dollar things, I do appreciate that. But when I first said everybody give $1, that's not working. I'm just letting you guys know it's, yeah, that's that dream. Everybody gives $1. 53,000 subscribers, it's not working. So yes, if you can give more than that, you know, I appreciate it. Like I said, you know, I'm in a unique situation where, you know, we're already debt free, and I'm not rich, but with the little business that we have, I am able to do what I am able to do 45 hours a day, you know, letting you guys know what's going on. In 4 years, I've did the whole thing myself. 1,000 videos on there. I literally get emails where people are like, holy crap, I never knew it was this bad. And it is this bad, and it's getting worse every day because we have the internet, we have cell phones, we have cameras everywhere now, and it's just disgusting what's going on. And then, as you guys know too, now we got Trump, we got Jeff Sessions doing a war on drugs, and now he wants to go after the forfeiture laws again. It's just unfreaking real. So if you can give more than that dream of everybody giving $1, yeah, that old video, that's not working. They're not. They're just not. So anyways, if you can give more than that dream is not working. Hardly anybody is giving. There you go. So that's why I'm remaking the video. If you can give more than that would be great. And there again, like I said, the Patreon's there. There is some people on there that are starting to give, but there again, it's very, very low. And like I said, I don't want to get rich off of that. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because, you know, it's still so stinking corrupt. It's not even funny. My court case that I'm going to be paying out of my pocket myself with Charlotte County's coming up. They illegally looked me up and then posted all my information on LEOAFFAIRS website. They basically doxed me, however you want to say that. I forget what the word is, and they outed me, man. And that information on that site went out to 500 sheriffs, deputies, people that work at the jail, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, it is very, very scary, but we're going to do a federal case, 1983 case, violating freedom of speech. We have 17 cameras in the house now. We got 2 cameras in the car. I always carry a camera plus a cell phone. A lot of people are highly recommending I get a vest now. If I could, if the wife would let me, I would run for sheriff. We are trying to push the thing nationwide right now. Where just to mix it up and to get the topics out there is register to run for sheriff, NPA, no party affiliation, as a write-in, and that is completely free, and you can participate in the elections. And there's a lot of stuff. We got a guy, James McLinnis in Pinellas County, Tampa, who almost won. He experienced the corruption himself. The story is unbelievable. Look him up. It's mind-blowing what they did. It pissed him off. He is very, very smart. He has way more money than I did. He ran for sheriff at the last 3 months last year in 2016 and almost won. He got all of the black vote. And the reason why he did that is because he ran in, I will not bust, we're in Florida, I will not bust anybody for weed anymore unless it's an ungodly huge amount, like pounds. And then he also ran in no more victimless crimes, no more of this freaking road pirate bull crap. And then he was going to cut the budget by 30%. And when you think about that, you can. If you stop the road pirates, you can get rid of a bunch of people. Gone. So, the wife has been saying, yes, I can, yes, I can't. So I don't know. We're trying to find somebody that can do it because I am busy doing this anyways. But, so I'm making a video, like I said, that $1 a month from everybody, you know, for 53,000 subscribers, that is not working. I'm just letting you guys know. Absolutely give way more than $1 a month. If you can, I appreciate anything. By the way, remember too, when you give that, PayPal takes like freaking 15 to 20%, so it's even worse than that. But, and there again, like I'm letting you guys know, it's way, what I get is very, very low. Appreciate it, but it is very, very low. Can't live on it. I'm just, you know, I'm working, and that's what I'm working on. And that court case is going to cost a buttload of money. That's federal court. Just the filing fees and the depositions that we're going to be doing with this corrupt cop. So there's another reason to give. We are going to be doing a deposition with this very corrupt. He was in a drug squad. He is a bad guy. He's on steroids. We heard steroids are rampant here. That's why their attitude is so bad. And we are going to get him on video, and it will be on YouTube. So that case alone is $5,000 just to bring it to court, and that's my money out of my pocket. So there's another reason to give, and give way more than $1 if you can. So keep that in mind. This is the new video, and I see, God, I talk a lot. It's already 7 minutes, but had to make it just to let you know that $1 a month from everybody is not working. They're not doing it. So if you can give more than that, please. So Thanks. Keep it up. Share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, send me your videos on corruption, and I'll post it.